Cedeno, since being called up, has played in 64 ball games, and now right at 240 at-bats. He's walked 8 times. He's struck out 72, so definitely a free swinger.
But don't make a mistake on him. Combined this year, AAA in the big leagues, 14 homers, 88 RBIs for a shortstop.
Down low, it's 1-2. He has a couple of guys over there with the Astros. That's Casey Candell. He'll hit next. Fouled out of play. It's still 1-2. Who teach hitting very well. Phil Garner knows a lot about hitting. Phil Garner had to battle, work on his hitting, and they're right there. Art Howe. Art Howe could have been, well, he does have a degree. He could have been a professor of hitting. So he's got some people that will be patient with him and help him work. And they'll have to be patient with swings like that. Gets him on strikes. That's number 5 for Avery.
Well, once he got ahead in the count, he stopped throwing him strikes. Trying to get him to chase something out of the strike zone, and he did. Something a lot of people don't realize about Art Howe. Art, a very unusual person in baseball in that he was 25 years old before he played his first professional game. He was playing semi-pro ball when the Pirates signed him at age 25.
First pitch swinging by Candell. Unusual for him. He's gone rather quietly. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Avery. Make it 13 in a row he has set down. We're halfway through. Sunday, it's 2:05, and yes, we will have it for you right here on TBS. That'll be our next televised game. Immediately following, stay tuned to TBS for the Mellow Yellow 500 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mark Martin holds the pole position in this NASCAR event. Ken Squire, Neil Bonnet, Mike Joy, Dick Berggren, and Chris Economaki will bring you all the action from Charlotte this Sunday. A great doubleheader of sports right here on TBS. We're halfway through this one. Mark Lemke will lead it off. Don Sutton, Skip Carey with you from the stadium in Atlanta. First pitch swinging deep to center, but Finley can play that position. One gone. Skip Pendleton has had himself a great year with the batting average and all he's done, but you know, there's something we've overlooked in our conversations about him. Look where he is in total bases.
If he doesn't win the MVP, if the Braves win it and he doesn't win the MVP, boy, it's going to be a little tough to take.
21 homers, 34 doubles. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Takes ball 1 inside. Deep to right field, and 4 more bases, 1 more dinger.
Looked like he took a pitch out away from him. He did. Oh, and he nailed it. That's number 22 and number 85.
And a 4-0 lead for the Braves. Here's David Justice. Gets a piece of it. It's 0-1. Justice has struck out. He's walked. He's scored 1. Four runs, 4 hits for the Braves. The Astros without a run or a hit through 5. Pop left side. It'll be a long run for Cedeno and Caminiti. But Caminiti gets there. What a nice play by the Astros third baseman.
People don't know how good a play that was. He is full tilt with guys coming at him from all directions. Great concentration.
2 outs, and here's Ron Gadd. He's perfect tonight. He singled, stole a base, scored 1, and doubled home 1. Ronnie now back up to 250. 103 RBIs. He needs 2 more runs for an even 100. Off speed and inside, it's 1-0. Outside, that's 2-0. Astros play him straight up everywhere except first base. Bagwell a long way off the line. They really don't play him like the pull hitter that he is, and like we see so many other ball clubs defensing. You can see how far off the line Bagwell is at first. 3-0. Looked like he was green lighted, but it doesn't matter. It's inside ball 4. That's base on ball number 3, issued by Jeff Juden. Look at his lineup card. There's nobody throwing in the Astros bullpen. Here's Breen. He's grounded to first. He's flied to left. The fly ball to left. A nice running catch by Gonzalez. Gant back in plenty of time. Now Hernandez has started to throw again. Gant started to go, and it looked like Juden might have tipped off the pitch out. It was a pitch out, so it's 1-0 to Breen. Braves with 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fifth lead it 4-0. A little bit bigger lead by Gant. He's not going. That's a strike. 1-1. In 82. Skip, were there as many banners as we have here now?
I don't think quite as many, no. Of course, we finished the season on the road, so that might have had something to do with it.
Well, you did play here prior to going on the road, didn't you?
Well, that's true.
There goes Gant. There is a pitch out. And they're going to nail him at second. The phantom tag from Cedeno. They get Gant, but the Braves tack on 1 more on Terry Pendleton's 22nd home run. Another look at the steal attempt. At the end of 5 complete, 4-0 Braves. It'll be right-handed hitter Gary Cooper. Cooper 2 for 11 since being recalled from Tucson. First pitch swinging. Pop right side. Lemke is there. Bream is there. It's Bream taking charge. So the Astros swinging at a lot of first pitches, and Avery getting a lot of quick outs. So that'll wrap up the night for Juden. He pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 4 runs. 3 of them were earned. Struck out 2. He walked 3. The top of the order, Steve Finley. Finley started the game off for the Astros by grounding 1 through Mark Lemke's legs. He was forced at second by Biggio. He has also struck out. Good fastball from Avery. Oh, 0-1 to Finley. Just low. It's 2-1. 1-1. Curveball is there. Strike 2. Finley at 286. Got off to a little bit of a slow start this year, but he's hit over 300 since early in May. He's had 44 ball games this year where he has had 2 or more hits for the Astros. To left field. Lonnie back a couple of steps. Got him. 2 outs in the 6th. That's 15 in a row set down by Steve Avery. And here's Biggio.
Wouldn't this be something on top of everything else?
Yes, it would. Unless we get letters, we shan't mention it for a little while.
Oh.
But one more out without a hit here would be wonderful. Ground ball. Pendleton. There is one more out without a hit. That's 16 in a row set down by Avery. Through 6 innings, the youngster is authoring a no-no. And the Braves lead it 4-0. Fulton County Stadium. Astros will have a new pitcher. It's Hernandez. He'll be pitching in his 31st ball game. 2-7 with a 5 earned run average.
Tell you what, Don, what a difference a year makes. A year ago, I was just talking to some of the Houston press, some friends of mine. A year ago, they came in about this time. It was fan appreciation night, nobody in the ballpark. And a couple of these guys went down and bought several Braves tickets, thinking they had a better chance to win a prize that way than they would have in the lottery. They didn't try to buy any tonight.
No chance. Hernandez is ready. It'll be Bream, Olson, and Belliard. First 3 due up in the 6th for the Braves. Braves lead it 4-0. Gant, Belliard, Justice, and Pendleton have each scored 1. On the corner, strike 1 to Bream. Off speed and low. First batters that he has faced this year have really given Hernandez problems. They're 13 out of 24. That's over 500. Down low, it's 2-1. You saw his numbers, 2-7 with an earned run average of 5. That's not real good. His last 10 outings, though, he's 2-1 with 3 saves. So he has pitched better after being recalled from Tucson. Line drive, center field, and make that 14 out of 25 for the first batter. Another base hit for the Braves. That gives them 5. And here's Olson. He'll have a long look down at Jimmy Williams at third. Caminetti and Bagwell talking it over across the diamond. Caminetti in even with the bag. He's looking for Olson to bunt. Now he's taking a couple of steps back. And he's swinging. Ground ball could be 2. Cedeno, Candel, Bagwell. 1 pitch, 2 outs. 6-4-3 if you're scoring it. And 2 gone for Belliard. Braves got 2 in the 2nd inning. They manufactured the first one. Gant single, stole second, went to third on Breen's ground out. Then Olson hit the sac fly, but Belliard got on an error. Avery got on an error, and Lonnie Smith singled him home. So the error in the 2nd cost the Astros a run. A high chop, tough play for Hernandez. Not in time. An infield single for Belliard.
Well, the Astros are used to this kind of base hit. Normally it comes in their plays. They hit this one right off the plate. And being on the mound didn't help Hernandez there either. He sort of staggered a little bit on the hill.
So Belliard is on again. That means Avery will not lead off next inning. He'll bat here. Steve on an error. Grounded to second. 0 for 2 tonight. Batting average at .221. 17 for 77. Strike 1 on the corner. Hernandez, a running fastball that he likes to keep down around the knees. When he's on, he gives up a lot of ground balls. That's off speed and away. It's 1-1.
Cam Bonifay, one of the Pirates' advanced scouts here, looking in again, wants to be remembered to his family down in Macon.
Swing by Avery. It's 1-2.
Cam out of Georgia Tech.
Also want to send along some get well wishes to Daniel Branham. He broke his arm. Going to miss fall T-ball. Well, we hope he gets well in time for the spring edition.
Hope he didn't do it doing the chop.
Strike 3 to Avery. So Hernandez gives up a pair of singles in the inning, but the Braves come out of it with only one base runner stranded. We've completed 6 in Atlanta. Braves are tomahawk.
Bagwell will lead it off. Thank you very much, Don. He's 0 for 2. He's flied to center. He's bounced to third. The wind by Avery in the pitch. A breaking ball inside. 1 ball, no strikes. He has a no-hitter through 6. He's set down 16 in a row. The heart of the order here in the 7th. It's low. It's 2-0. He allowed a couple of base runners in the first, one on an error, and that has been that. He looked hittable in the first inning, but since then he has really gotten in the groove. Sawed him off. Little tap to second. Lemke went out. 17 in a row. Caminiti, the batter, he flirted with a home run his last time, hit it foul, then struck out. So Caminiti has walked and struck out on the night. Avery. Line drive at the shortstop. 2 out. 18 in a row. The no-hitter still in effect. And Javier Ortiz, the batter. Got the ball off the trademark. It's a line drive, but he really didn't crush it. Ortiz has struck out and flied to center. Michelle Miller, a nurse over at Piedmont Hospital, celebrating her 30th birthday tonight. Walter Gretsch, 81 years old this evening. Both looking in, rooting for the Braves. Ortiz at 260 now. Avery deals. A little low. 1 ball, no strikes. The Dodgers an hour and 5 minutes or so away from getting started. Martinez against Black. Ortiz stands in there. Up and in. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. I don't know if the people of Atlanta can take much more. I guess we can, but... Two balls, no strikes. Outside, it's 3-0. Luis Gonzalez will be next. The Braves are 11-4 against Houston this year. Fastball coming right through there. 3-1. There's been no base runner since Caminiti walked in the first with 2 out. He walked in, so that takes care of 18 straight. Second walk, no hitter still in effect. Luis Gonzalez, the batter. And before you write and complain about us mentioning the no-hitter, just ask yourself the question, if you were changing stations and checked on this game and we didn't mention it to you and you went on to watch something else, how would you feel? That's A. B. Nothing we say up here has anything to do with what they do down there.
Avery doesn't even know we're talking about him.
The stretch pitch. Strike over the outside corner.
And with mixed emotions, I might say, I don't think he cares.
That's exactly right. And that's why perhaps he's got the no-hitter right now. He is a cold-blooded businessman out on that mound, and I say that in a complimentary way. 0-2.
Early in the ball game, his fastball was better down. As the game has progressed, he's gone upstairs a little bit more with it. And I don't know if that's fooling the Astros or if he has stayed quick enough just to throw it right on by him.
I mentioned earlier, Don, that he looked very hittable in the first inning. A couple of balls were sharply hit. Ever since then, though, brother.
Work twice. Let's try it again, says Olson.
Look where he sets up. And he didn't go for it. He hit the glove. That's just what they wanted. They wanted him to chase a pitch out of the strike zone. 1-2. This guy's going to be a good hitter. He has started terribly, and he's come along quite well. He's a hot hitter right now. And there's the first hit down the left field line. And runners are going to be at first, make it second and third. So that takes care of that. Gonzalez is now 18 of his last 45. Listen to the hand for Avery. They're on their feet.
Usually 13 is not a lucky number. He was 0 for 13 against Avery, but he turned it around with that one. And right now, Avery's a little bit ticked. He wanted to go a little bit further outside with that, but you know how long that'll affect him? About another 20 seconds.
Maybe over now. I hope it is. Here's Andahar Cedeno. He makes the shortstop position interesting, doesn't he? I mean, he's got great talent, a lot of flair, but
a little too much sometimes.
Off the end of the bat, that should do it. Bream will take it himself. The inning is over. One hit, no runs, no errors, 2 left. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. 2 down, thinking back. There were a bunch of them. I've never seen traffic at 5:30 tonight. It was a zoo out there. The police doing all they could, and the people were great. Instead of honking and yelling, they were all doing the tomahawk chop. Xavier Hernandez on to his second inning of work. Lonnie Smith leads it off and loops it into left field. He got a late jump, but Gonzalez comes on and makes the catch, 1 away. So Lonnie is 1 for 4, an RBI single in the second.
The only thing I can recall in my experiences to compare this to Skip, and we certainly didn't have the tomahawk chop or anything that exciting there, was 82 in Milwaukee. The city was really starving for a win, and it's the most exciting 6 weeks I had ever seen prior to what's taken place the last 6 weeks here. And I think it's a lot more fun now than it was then. I don't know, maybe you would handle it differently, but being in the middle of it, you still had to focus on the fact it was a job. You could be aware of what was going on around you. But here, from our vantage point, we get to watch it and feel it and see it and be a part of it and just kind of enjoy all the excitement that goes with it.
The 0-1 breaking ball and a good one. It's 0-2. I guess from that soliloquy, you're indicating to me that you don't want to take Pat Hayden's place Sunday night in Indianapolis.
No, that's true. Nor yours.
That was my next question. The 0-2 pitch. Tap toward first, wide of the bag. Bagwell. Pitcher covers, 2 down. This thing is rolling right along after a slow start. With a 4-run lead, that's okay with us. Here's Pendleton. There's the way it looks right now in the batting race. That's the other thing. There's so many subplots. The MVP race, the Cy Young Award winner, the batting championship,
manager of the year, executive of the year.
Well, I don't think there's going to be much doubt there. Nothing against Tom Lasorda or Fred Clare or anybody else, but when you're worst to maybe first, it ought to be a lot. The 0-1 in there again. Terry not too sure about that. It's 0-2. He is 1 for 3. That a solo homer in the 5th. Fireworks after the game as well. What a night. He chased a terrible pitch. He may reach first. Biggio's throw will be just in time, and the inning is over. Hernandez records his second strikeout. The Braves go quietly in the 7th. We move on to the 8th inning. Atlanta 4, Houston nothing. Right through there, boy, oh boy. And you look ahead, forget the Pirates, forget the American League, forget the Dodgers for a second. This guy should be better next year. Glavine should be better next year. Foul to the screen.
And you have to hope John Smoltz can put 2 good halves together. And Charlie Leibrandt is not ready for Leisure World.
You see Jim Corsi in the bullpen. Mike Bilecki. Right off his thumbs, but he got it into center field for a hit, the second safety of the night. So here comes Sims. Hernandez did a good job. He went 2 innings. Struck out 2, allowed no runs. Did give up a couple of hits. Runner at first, nobody out. The Atlanta bullpen begins to stir. Strike call. That's the 100th pitch for Steve Avery. Pena and Stent. That's the where would this club be without Alejandro Pena?
I don't know. What a great move. Another one, and we could say that about a lot of things John Schuerholz has done, but just knowing he was available and having people out there and making the deal.
Breaking ball for a strike, 0-2. And then the other deal, the Berryhill Bilecki deal, without tampering with your major league club, gave up a fine young prospect, at least 1, maybe 2. The 0-2 pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. And I love the quote John Schuerholz had when asked about that trade. Said, "You gave up some good young pitching, didn't you?" He said, "Yes, he did, but there's more where that came from." And that's what you want to hear. The 1-2 pitch, here it is. Started to go, held up. They asked for help. He didn't swing. It's 2-2.
You know something he does, too, that I really like, and I credit him. It would be very easy. He's done a great job to grab a lot of the bouquets for himself, but he keeps saying over and over, you know, I inherited an organization that Bobby Cox had built up the farm system very well, and I think that's a real credit to him, and Bobby should get some of those accolades.
The 2-2 pitch. Fouled it away, still 2-2. And by committee, I guess, if you want to just pass the buck a little further, Terry McGurk and Stan Kasten were the guys who went out and got John Schuerholz. So a lot of people share in the credit. And, of course, the broadcasters.
They've been wonderful all along. That's what you were going to say, wasn't it?
You betcha. 2-2 the count. Oh, man. He didn't miss by much. Avery wanted it. He doesn't show much emotion, but he sort of kicked the dirt in front of the mound.
It's easier to get a fastball called at the knees than a breaking ball because so many umpires watch where the catcher catches it rather than where it crosses the plate.
So the payoff pitch due to Sims. And that's nowhere near. And 2 are on, and trouble brews in the 8th inning. Keep an eye on that Atlanta dugout. See if anybody comes popping out of there. It's going to be Leo Mazzoni, which would probably indicate that Avery will pitch to at least 1 more hitter.
You know, you just saw him walk a guy there. How many times do you see it where a pitcher makes the pitch that he thinks should be the out pitch, and for some reason, I don't know what happens, it's almost impossible to back that up with another good pitch.
So Mazzoni, another guy who's done a good job, checks it out with his troops and heads back to the dugout.
If you didn't see who was on the mound, you can pretty much tell who Leo Mazzoni's talking to by the amount of time he spends out there. With Avery, out, back. John Smoltz, he spends a little bit longer time. It's almost like he reluctantly goes to talk to Charlie Leibrandt, too.
2 on, nobody out. Finley, a tough out. He started slowly, has come on strong. He's had a fine year. He's a terrific center field. Slow curve, high and away, 1 ball, no strikes.
And for Avery, it seems as we've watched him the last couple of years, the key for him when he's getting just a little tired is if he's leaving that breaking ball up and not getting that last snap at the end.
The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to short. Might be 2-1. Safe. He beat it. He can really run. They're on the corners with one out. Would he have been better off flipping the ball to Lemke? I don't know.
Lemke turns it in a hurry, but I think this close to second base, he did the right thing. What he might have considered doing is starting to throw a little bit quicker. Watch, he has to take a little second there. Now if he starts unloading there, still a bang-bang play, and the fans remember the one that went the other way for the Braves. Here's a look from this angle. It's close, but it was the right call.
45,815 the paid attendance tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Craig Biggio, a tough out.
3-step process when you go out there as a pitcher. If you're a good one, you like to pitch a no-hitter when you're out there. Once you give up the hit, you say, well, I want to pitch a shutout, and right now that's where Avery is. If they score the run, then you go do anything you can to get the win.
Ground ball foul. A ball and a strike. 4-0 Atlanta our score. We are in the 8th. Biggio in his career is 10 out of 19 against Steve Avery, 7 out of 14 this year. A ball and a strike. Another guy who runs well, so tough man to double. Missed the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. At first, runner back easily. Braves at almost 2,053,000 on the year. A little tap. I don't think they can get 2. A run will score out there. Safe there. It's 4-1. That's an RBI for Biggio. It is his 46th of the year, so there goes the shutout, but it's still 4-1 Atlanta.
Biggio's speed, and we've talked about it before, it's good for any player, but especially good for a catcher, has saved him from grounding into 2 double plays. In the first inning, he hit it to second, and they couldn't turn it Lemke to Belliard. This time the ground ball to Belliard, and he and Lemke unloaded that one as quick as it could be done.
Pretty soon they're going to have to make up their mind what they're going to do with him, aren't they? They keep talking about second base and catching and the outfield.
I haven't heard his opinion on it. Have you?
I think he wants to, the best of my, I haven't talked to him lately, but the best of my recollection, he wants to catch. High drive, left center field. Mitchell is there, and the inning is over. That ball was smoked, but not enough. A run on a hit. Top. Jim Corsi is the new pitcher for Houston. Looking ahead to the 9th inning for the Astros, Caminiti, Ortiz, and Gonzalez are due against Steve Avery. Here it's Justice, Gant, and Breen. Corsi used to pitch with the Oakland A's, for whom he had a cup of coffee. And Justice ready to lead it off against it. Corsi out of Newton, Massachusetts. He was a non-roster player, invited to spring training. By the way, down in Barwood, Georgia, Ira Barrow celebrates a 97th birthday tonight. And the Braves are happy to announce the tickets for the 91 National League Championship games to be played in Atlanta will go on sale Thursday, October 10th at 9 a.m. They'll be available at the Braves ticket office at the ballpark only. They'll be sold in 3-game sets. For more information, call the group ticket sales office, 404-577-9100. Justice will lead it off against Corsi. Fastball up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Don, I know you're headed for the field. This is my last one. It's been a pleasure as always.
Look forward to doing it for many more years and hopefully with this much fun.
I'll drink to that. Low and inside. So do you and Pete, Dave O'Brien, the Princess, Michelle, Zorzaka, the gang in the truck, our cameraman. Thanks to all of you. It's been fun for me. I'm leaving the pressure with you for the last 2, so handle it. The 2-0 to Justice. Ground ball, foul. Pass first.
I'll tell you what I'll do Sunday. When the wave comes by, I'll do it.
In my honor?
In your honor.
Don't stand up, though. Don't.
No, I know you don't stand up. I'll do
Just
it.
stay on.
I'll do it. That's the least I can do.
I'll be watching for that. I might get a little nauseous, but I'll be watching. 2-1, the count to Justice. The outfield, of course, plays him around toward right and deep. Off his thumbs into the seats, and it's 2-2.
Well, we'll miss you on Sunday. I know you'd like to be here rather than in Indianapolis, but let's see if we can't do something to encourage the Braves as the Tomahawks are doing. Let's work after the season's over.
Yeah, we could deal with that. The 2-2. Look out. Almost hit him. Full count, 3-2. Justice stands in. The 3-2. Got him with a high fastball. Of course, he challenged him and lived to tell the story. 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Ronnie Gant, the batter, he's had a perfect night. He singled, stole a base, scored a run in the 2nd, doubled home a run in the 3rd, walked in the 5th. Boy, it's some sight when 50,000 people start doing that tomahawk. Fastball up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. It's catching on. Saw the Cubs doing it the other night, and their bullpen trying to get a rally started. One ball, no strikes. The Braves win. They'll lead by a half game. Close. He can't come up. That's the 3rd error of the night for the young shortstop, Cedeno. He's got great range and a great flashy style, but every now and then he sidearms that ball over there and it goes right into the dirt. If he comes up on top, maybe he makes the play. The 4th Houston error of the night. And Sid Bream is the batter. Runner at first, 1 down. That's 15 errors in 65 games for Cedeno. Strike call. It's 0-1. They just keep chanting here. They may chant right through to the end of this fight. The question after the game is going to be, first the stretch in the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball, double play ball, bad hop. Only play will get a first. You can't blame Candell. That one took a terrible hop on him. He was fortunate to make any play at all. Greg Olson will be the batter. I started to say, as you look at it again, the question after the game will be how many fans stay to see the fireworks show and how many head home to watch the Dodger game on ESPN. Here's Greg Olson. The stretch. The pitch. Curve outside to Greg. Olson drove in the first run of the game, and that was an interesting situation. Runner at third, 1 out, a 3-0 count on Olson. Bobby Cox turned him loose. He hit the ball within about 5 feet of going right out of the ballpark. The pitch. Swung, fouled it off. A disturbance has broken out in the stands down below. The 1-1 pitch, low and inside. And one Braves fan in an old-style Braves hat is going to beat the traffic tonight. Well, no, he won't. Come to think of it, he's only going to go about 4 or 5 blocks. 3-1, the count to Olson. Rafael Belliard is on deck. All the local TV stations did their evening news shows from this ballpark. We have more anchors than the Navy. 3-2, the count. All these people running around with makeup on. I thought it was Halloween. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ronnie Gant, the runner at second, with 2 down. Curve, hot shot. The great play to knock it down and save a run by Caminiti. That'll be a hit, and rightfully so. That ball was smoked. So the Braves hope to get some 2-out insurance. Here's another look. Pitch down around his knees. This ball came up a little bit. Got him on the heel of the glove, but he saved the run. Belliard tonight has reached on an air in the second and scored. Bounced to short in the fourth and singled an infield hit in the sixth. Gant at third, Olson at first. Steve Avery moves on deck. 35 minutes till the Dodgers start. Martinez against Black in San Francisco. Line drive, center field, a run is in. It's 5-1. Olson on his way to third. He'll make it easily. Belliard drives in his 27th run of the year. Looked like the ball backed up on him a little bit. Came in over the inside part of the plate. And another guy who deserves credit, Clarence Jones, helping Belliard to pull those kind of pitches. Well, here's Avery. Might as well hit one up to make his night complete. There's C.J. Outside, 1 ball, no strike. Braves have 5 runs, all driven in by different men. The best statistician in baseball, Hal Golema, points that out. course, he must feel like General Custer out there. There's a strike at 3-1. That Indian chant just doesn't stop anymore. He chased the bad ball, foul tipped it. It's 3-2. Got him, and the inning is over, but the Braves pick up yet another unearned run. They do it on one hit. There was one air and one left, and we go to the ninth, and the joint is jumping, and the Braves lead 5-1. The Braves and Astros, and then following, stay with TBS for the Mellow Yellow 500 from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mark Martin holds the pole position in the NASCAR event. After the game Sunday on TBS. Here we go to the ninth inning. Caminiti will lead it off. He's 0 for 2. Avery deals a strike. This is Steve's 35th start. He seeks his 4th complete game. A ball and a strike is the count. 5-1 Atlanta. On the corner, 1-2. Pena and Stanton up again, as you might imagine, in the Atlanta bullpen. What a game this kid has pitched again. 2-2. Fly ball left field, well hit. Mitchell at the wall. He leaps, but that ball's gone, and it's 5-2. He just missed one earlier. He gets this one. But it's still a 3-run lead. They throw the ball back, of course, a Wrigley Field tradition we have borrowed. Here it is again. Let's see what he hit. Looks like a low fastball, and Bobby Cox is on his way, and that might be all for Avery. And it is. And Al Pena will again get the call. Listen to the hand for Avery when he leaves. There goes Steve. Here comes Al, and back right after this. As we mentioned earlier, without him, who knows? No, that's a pretty good number. Javier Ortiz, the batter. Pena into the line, and the pitch. Right through there, 0-1. Jim Clancy joins Stanton in the Atlanta pen. Curve outside, a ball and a strike. Funny the things you remember about guys. Every time I see Al Pena, I remember him as the arch enemy Dodger who Rick Naylor hit a big home run off of back, I think, in '82, the year the Braves won it. Now he's helping us win it, perhaps. Perhaps not. Base hit right field. So it's not over yet. A runner at first, nobody out. And they are one hitter away from bringing the tying run to the plate. Luis Gonzalez, the batter, 1 for 3, a double. The crowd has quieted now. A little uneasiness sifts through the gathering of 45,815 paid. Fast strike. Letters outside edge, 0-1. Take a good look at that young man in that close-up. You're going to be seeing a lot of him for many years to come. He's going to be a fine major league hitter. And not too bad already. Just missed. Olson held it there, but no go from Frank Pulley. It's 1-1. Andujar Cedeno is on deck. Boy, had a great cut, but he fouled the fastball back, and it's 1-2. There's nobody out here in the ninth. A run is in. A runner at first. It's 5-2 Atlanta. Kurt Schilling up and throwing in the bullpen for Houston. Pena gets ready. He's ahead on the count. How about a 4-6-3 here? Or a 6-4-3? Foul tip back. Still 1-2. Tomorrow afternoon, it's a 3:05 game. Mark Portugal against John Smoltz. You know it's on CBS. And then we'll have Charlie Lee Brandt and Pete Harnish on Sunday. The 1-2. Fouled it back again. He doesn't get cheated up there, does he? Gets some good cut. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Gonzalez out of the batter's box. The rangy left-hand hitter waits. High pop foul back, and that's out of play. And the fans botch it in the club level, and down to the lower deck it goes. The 1-2 pitch, here it is. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez really spreads out in that batter's box. Pena ready to go to work. Line drive, lashed foul into the seats. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ortiz leads away. High pop foul. That'll reach the seats. What a duel we've got going on here. Pena keeps throwing strikes. Gonzalez keeps spoiling them. Don Sutton has headed for the field. He'll have an interview for you, no matter how this one winds up. Pena does a little pawing around. He is a very, if you haven't noticed, a very deliberate worker. High fly ball left field. Mitchell is there. There's the first one. 1-up. Cedeno, the batter. One out in the ninth. Cedeno is lined to short, struck out, and bounced to first. Casey Candell is scheduled to hit next. And he's out there in the on-deck circle. Almost a wild pitch. Another good play by Olsen. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the war chant again. Upstairs, 2-0. A walk or another base runner brings a potential tying run to the plate. And there's your on-deck hitter. The 2-0 pitch. That's in there. 2-1. Looks like a fastball upcoming. Let's see. Yes, sir. Up and in. It was actually ball 3, but he couldn't hang on. Couldn't lay off it. Cedeno upset with himself. The 2-2 pitch. A little broken bat pop fly. Bream is there. 2 out. And Casey Candell is the batter. And they're on their feet in Atlanta. Candell turns around, hits left-handed. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's a .252 left-hand hitter. Pena trying to save it for Avery. Steve right. Let's all watch it together. Here we go. Run again. The Braves lead the West. The Dodgers serve. Back after this.
Home runs have come against those three ball clubs.
Well, he has 18 of the 28 against Houston and San Diego. He has struggled against the Giants this year.
On 2-0, he rips one to right field. Strawberry aboard with 2 down. That'll get Eddie Murray to the plate.
Well, Darrell's been quoted as saying, "I will not settle for second place." He has 48 RBIs in the last 46 games. He has been magnificent for Los Angeles in the second half. But there are those who have said that if he were that good in the first half, this weekend wouldn't mean that much to the Dodgers. They would have walked off by about 10 games with it.
He's at first with 2 down. Eddie Murray, who had another outstanding September, hitting .359. Stepping in, a big weekend could get him to the 100 RBI mark. And on the first one, he pops it up to the left side. Matt Williams charging in. Dodgers are gone in the top of the first inning. They strand a runner, and in a moment, Ramon Martinez takes on San Francisco center fielder Mike Felder. He's
on the ground, shortstop. Bucky Dennis there. And there's one away. Platek, first ball hitting, bounces out 6-3. By the way, that little fella's having a good series. He's 7 for 13. He's driven in 5 runs. Here's Hal McRae, the left fielder. McRae 5 for 14 in the series with a home run, 2 runs batted in. He got that in the opener at Yankee Stadium. Called strike on McRae. Hal thought it was high. By the way, the home plate umpire is Nick Bremigan. Once again, working the ball game, 6 umpires. And we'll give them to you as we go along. In the dirt, it's 1-1 on McRae. Nick Bremigan is umpiring behind the plate. Bill Deegan at first. Jerry New.